big shout out to everyone who just reminded me to check that. Hey, I'm live. Gotta go fast. Unreal update. Big shout out to everyone who just reminded me. That's none of you. You fiends. I'm still going, don't worry. To check if my microphone is actually working this time. Thanks, Nvidia. Prime Original. It's football. I don't even like football. I don't even subscribe to Amazon Prime. Anyway, let's just hold this up to my ear. Oh yeah, it works. Great. Beautiful. My lovely, lovely, sonorous, dulcet tones. Just gonna open up chat so I don't have to hear that back. Jesus Christ. Hey, today, unexpected turn of events. While you thought I was just gonna stream video games in my spare time, got a couple of minutes and I saw a gentle friendo, not a mutual. Sorry, I'm his follower. He doesn't know who I am. What? I guess you could find out one day. But an indie developer dude has made a shiny texture for his indie development, and it looks really good, and I'm jealous. So I have to one-up him. I have to one-up him simply to say that I have the shiniest shinies. As I was mentioning, I think I mentioned this yesterday in the stream that my voice was completely muted in. If anyone knows how to change the... Jesus, where's WASD? I gotta move my keyboard over a little, sorry. If anyone knows how to change the render distance properties, I'm sure it's a really obvious setting that I've just overlooked, because it's just fucking garbage. I cannot stand to look at a terrain that does that. Anyway, moving very swiftly on. This is the last known good pearlescent metallic. Shift to multiple select, okay. And then is it not that button. Alt. No. No. Okay. It must be Alt. Heck you! Get out! Get it! It was Alt. Get out of my stream. Hey. Anyway, I just copied this over so that we have a nice big chunky selection of rubbish to texture when we okay. Let's bring a spheroid into the picture too. We've got one. What I don't like so much are toroids. You can get rid of that and that. I don't care. Lighting needs to be rebuilt. No one gives a shit about lighting. We give a shit about pearlescent metallic paint material, whatever. So I should have named these a whole lot better. Remind me. Put that on my to-do list. Learn better naming systems. I mean, do you even know what a Spascal Eri TCB5 is? I don't think so, but I think that is normal color reference the surface has a scene color false and volumetric non-dimensional. I think they're not the latest current ones. They are these, where I shrank the particle size down just to see what it would look like, and oh, and they work on vertex instead of pixel, so I will not use those. Just in case anyone wanted to use a bump map on these, they wouldn't work. This is with a shrunken grain size. It looks horrible. I mean, it's maybe more realistic for a finer. Yeah, don't judge me. I see you. I feel you judging me. But anyway, we're gonna use them for Spascal Eri TCB4. Fingers crossed that is pixel normal, camera vector, color B, color A. Okay. And we've got a world aligned texture. XYZ texture goes to metallic. Parameter, a multiplier of 5. Jesus Christ. and we want to change that. Sine expression outputs the sine of value of input in radians. Most commonly, this is used to output a continuous oscillating waveform by connecting the time expression to its input. The output value will break the cycle and forth between -1 and 1. The difference between this and the output of the cosine expression is the output waveform is offset half the period. I want this, but I want it to be rectified. And it's in radians. Just let me think a brief second. Because I want it to... Basically, I want it to move the value of each of these pixels, right? I want these pixels to go as you move around. So that's camera vector. Three-dimensional vector value representing the direction of the camera with respect to the surface. In other words, the direction for the pixels of the camera. Yeah, I want that. I want that. Oh, that just works? Okay. Roll with it. I'll probably add a multiplier in there one day. But we have the sign of the camera input vector. And we want to... actually just get another multiplier, I guess. That one needs to go into there. That one needs to go into there. That one needs to go into there. And that one needs to go into there. I've obviously broken everything. No! I did bad. I did such a bad. Just all the way back. I'm sorry. What the hell was I thinking? Yeah, I'm sorry. File. Save as. Sparskill Erie TC. What does TCB even stand for? I'm going to change that for vector input metallicness 1. There we go. Ah. Oh, okay. You just gave me a whole new. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, let's just do that again then. Thank you. I'm dying. Camera vector. You know, what's this? No. What's this? What's this? Oh. Cheeky. Scooby-Doo. Let's just leave it at that for the moment. Save it. This obviously isn't going to show up a very strong change in the old material because we haven't got a multiplier. Also goes into negative. I wonder if I should do something about that. I'm gonna make a material instance. Why did I... No. Yes, I want to delete it. Jesus Christ. What is wrong with me? Vector input metallic. Naming systems, man. I'm just, I need this. I need a material instance of this beast. Instance. It's just... we go in and... okay. clear coat roughness. Let's change these colors a little bit. I don't know. Pink, really, a really good pink, and like a teal green, a deep teal. Oh, a light teal, a bright teal. I'm thinking more like a that color will do. Okay. I mean that instantly it's a lot more metallic, but it doesn't. It's only metallic in the specular. I mean, I like that. I like it at distance a lot more. I feel like the specular needs to be maybe smaller. Have I made the clear coat too clear? Who knows? These are questions we got to ask ourselves. So I mean, if we go to one of our other materials, you'll see we can go all the way up to it, and you can see all those little fleckalones, and they kind of show up. But we definitely need an intensity thing, and it definitely needs to not be -1 because that is potentially a potential snagging point for our cheeky breeky petites. How does it look on a sphere? It looks absolutely horrible on a sphere. So I've got to change that. I've got to make it rougher. I've got to make it more rough. Let's just not change it at all. It's really the best thing for it. I mean, it's realistic, but it doesn't look very good, especially on these huge, essentially mirror-like flat objects. You see it a little bit there, right? So the metallic should be fairly even on all sides. I see what the guy was talking about. It's very realistic. I called him out on Twitter. I was like, hey, it's really nice, it's shiny, I love it, but I've got to make mine shinier. And he said that mine was very realistic, and I strived. I struggled. Oh boy, did I put energy into making it look. See this, the specular and the metallic, they just fight each other, and I do not like that. I do not appreciate that kind of look. I'm sorry. That took. It didn't take long. I just switched a couple of values around, and it was a new material. That's how this works. It's iterative. This is where it all began, right? It's just a light candy apple kind of thing. It's cheerful. It relies only on a single texture for. What the hell is going on here? The Unreal lighting has just so many options I don't know what to do with in this scenario. But yes, I like the general look of the new metallic shade. Let's just whack it on here as well. You saw none of that. Sorry, Bob Ross. One error. It's my error. It's my error. It's my error, motherfucker. World settings, one map. It gives us the message log and then it hasn't actually finished doing everything it wanted to do. Why are you telling me this, dude? Yo, finish your job before you complain that there are errors. Don't give me an error message halfway through the build. So, I don't know, looks alright. But it doesn't look perfect, and I think there are things that we need to address, and we're going to address them right now. So this sign is going to be between -1 and 1, and we would like to scale that, I guess, between 1 and 0. Let's just think how you would do that. Now, do I want it to look sinusoidal? Do I want it to look rectified? So rectified, there'll be a lot more metallic. Sinusoidal, there'll be a lot a greater balance. I guess no, because if it's negative, it's -1. Just let me think for a momento. No, -1 doesn't work. A negative value of a color texture is still going to be negative value, so it does need to be between 0 and 1, or 0 and 2. I guess it could be between 0 and 2, but then you'll have weird shit going on. Okay. That's not specular, that is rotation scalar, rotation scalar, minimum value, maximum value, I don't know, 10. Okay, so stuff is getting close together. So we have a rotation scalar, which is rotation scalar is going to be a scalar amount of how much the sinusoid affects, of how fast the sinusoid scoobies, right? So if you have a thing that is an angle, you have an angle of rotation, right? If your angle is twice as big or changes twice as fast, the sinusoid will also change twice as fast. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, mathematics. I got another parameter, which I don't know why I got. Metallic scalar. So that's going to be a final. That's going to be a metallic scalar is going to be a final multiply with whatever we get out, and whatever we get in. So could rectify it by square rooting it. We could get an absolute value, which would be the same as rectifying it. That would just be a abs sine whatever algebra in the middle. But to move it up between like if we make it half as tall, so we divide it by 2 and then we add a half. Let me just I'm just trying to crunch this in my goddamn head. I haven't done serious math in a very long time. So I will get my trusty graphing calculator, my phone, out of my pocket, and I will put it in. F. Fuck. No. No. No, 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 no. How do I do this now? Do I just type in y? I can't do y equals, can I? Sine of x. I forgot all brackets. Sine of x divided by 2 plus a half. The sine 2 times 0.5 plus sine x over 2. That's not really what I wanted you to show me, but is that what it is? I don't think that's what it is. You got brackets there. Oh! Please, auto scaling. Oh, I want to. Y up and down. Hey, that, for Christ's sake. Start at 0 on the end of that, and a 0 on the end of that. Again, still minus 1 to 1. What the fuck? Jesus Christ! If you could see, what's going on here? So let's do that again. It's giving me the same graph out. It's axes y minimum minus 1.000, y max 1.000. Do I have to put significant? It's turned into a potato. It's not showing me proper. And the graph is interpolated. This is fucking disgusting to look at. I'm sorry, guys. It looks like it crosses the X at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7.5. So can we not just do sine x plus 1? Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. Sine x plus 1 goes all the way up to 2. 2.5. 2.5. I'm gonna roll with my original idea. Question: do you have a divide? You do have a divide. Sine divided by constant value 0.5. 1/2. Thank you. No, I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm sorry. Please. Divide by that. Add. This. So a 1 vector. Add 0.5. Multiply. Metallic. Ooh. Ah, no. Yes. I'm an idiot. I haven't added the friggin' texture. That multiply goes into there. And now you have the shiniest, mo-hugging potato in the planet. Where's my stats? Where's my stats for nerds? Oh. You know what? Considering all that I just added there, it's not actually that bad. What is this? Oh no. Metallic scalar 2. It was 5 on the original material, so let's rock 5. But I have the sneaky suspicion that this is working against me. That's interesting, but it's not quite what I had in mind. That's really interesting. What the fuck? You know, I'm seeing some sinusoidal shit happening here. You don't really notice when it's you know. But that's not exactly how I thought it was gonna go down. Yeah, that works exactly how I thought it was gonna work, and it. So. Yeah. Okay. This has not worked how I expected to. Sweet Jesus, that is a nightmare beyond words. Oh, I mean, it's interesting at least. It is interesting. So, the moral of the story is just having a positive sinusoid is not the answer to my problem, apparently. So we saw before. Like I see what it's doing. I see what it's doing. You see, I'll let you into a little secret here. All of the texture, the grit, as it were, of these textures is simply the difference in how metallic the material is at a certain point, as you may have realized when I did the weird texture fumble on the where's my phone gone? Why isn't it showing chat? People could be saying interesting things to me. People could be complaining about how bad I am at using this program. They're not. Good. Don't lock it. Easy Torga. So yeah, as I think I made a boo boo while I was making this new texture. I mean, I obviously have, but I've made a second boo boo. In fact, you can see even more clearly here that even though we have a beautiful texture object, can I have? Yeah, it's just black and white noise, and it is, how big is this? It's a 1024, I guess. 1024 square. Is it a 1024 square? Ah, it's a 512. Yeah, it's a 512. Okay. So that is the full texture. Screen cap now. Yeah, you've stolen my texture. Well done. But you can see, if we go back to this dude, that there are weird ass streaks running through the texture, and there's large swathes of the object which are just blank color, which is good if you like stylized weirdo textures in your game. It's bad if you like photorealistic textures in your game. That's what I was shooting for, photorealistic. You might be looking at this like, how is this ever going to look good? And looking at this and be like, you had it, dude, and you threw it away. You won the lottery, and then you shat on that cash and gave it to a homeless person. No, no, stop. Analogies have gone too far on this stream already. So the pearlescent effect is done laboriously through a pixel shader. It colors the texture in real time, quote unquote real time, quote unquote color. It applies you have a material color, and usually base color is linked to your RGB texture file, but here the base color is linked to simply whatever color we tell it to give us, which is a loop between the two pearlescent opposing forces colors, green and pink, for the base color, because they're easy to identify. And that colors your texture whatever color you need to. You do most of that editing in the material instance, because these are a lot easier to fiddle with. 200. I've accidentally made Some very, very interesting... Jesus Christ. Oh my god. It's... Because it's based on camera angle, it's screen space. It's the kind of texture that just makes you want to sick. It's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Anyway, what was I even talking about? I was bragging about how my texture isn't actually made out of a texture, it's made out of a procedural lighting engine. It's not even procedural. It's not even lighting. It's just the way Unreal deals with materials, okay? It's nothing fancy, it's nothing smancy. It is simply how you make a material in this save. Please save. Please just get me a texture that looks somewhere normal. So yeah, as you can see, we don't want it to look like this. We don't want to have a big band of weird metallic particles, and we don't want it to have big bands of completely unmetallic particle areas. I was aiming to have, if we go to the texture and we go through the maths, I was aiming for it to allocate or change the I'm going to call it alpha because it's not alpha, but because it's a single channel image, essentially, the brightness of each of these. Can I please? There we go. So any one of these pixels would go into our a lovely formula, and it would be shot into the equation here. Huh? Yeah, no, that's where it's meant to. That's where it's meant to go. So here we have the camera vector, which is where the camera is from the material surface. So the vertex that the material is pasted onto is there. The camera is here. The camera vector is the line between those two things. Okay? Good. We have a scalar here so that we can change how much of that we have. That this is just a constant. Okay? So you have y equals mx plus c. This is x, this is m. I'm glad we got there. We multiply those two together to get our product. We could add them, we could divide them, whatever. It's just a modifier to be able to change this a little bit. And we have our sine, which why did I even want that? Why did I even want a sine in this? There was a big reason I wanted a sine in it. Oh, so when you moved, there was a shimmer because the camera vector would change. The camera vector would change, and then it would oscillate the pixel value of the image, right? And so we have that, we have the sine. The sine is divided by a half, reduces the scale of the sine to negative a half, positive a half, and then the resultant of that sine is added to a half, so it moves it up above the negative values of the axes, so you only have positive values that scale between 1 and 0 theoretically, but I think by some mathematical bullshit it's actually between 1 and 1.75. I'm going to have to write that down on paper to work that one out, I think, but you can always just poke it with a stick, see what happens. And then that sinusoid is then finally multiplied by the XY texture. So the value between 0 and 1 full black and original. I see what I've done wrong. An original value is times by the texture object value. So anything in here is going to get dark. Fuck. This convert to parameter. This is going to be metallic. Why is there a comment here? Fuck off. No. I did not comment. I was changing this. Metallic what? Metallic sign scalar. So that is now slider minimum, slider maximum 1000. Sure, why not? Slider default value is still a half. So still adding a half. Still good. It still looks like Garbo. Yeah, so they're multiplied together. And then finally we get the output pixel value times by a metallic scalar value, which increases how metallic each pixel will be. That's it, that's all it does. And then we get it out, it goes into metallic. Right? I also changed specular just to be a parameter. Normal, don't have a normal, will offset. Nope. Clear coat. We don't need a clear coat. Clear coat roughness is just set to 0.1. We don't need any of those. Base color set. Let's just save that. Here I am bragging on Twitter about how easy this is to just do, man. Yeah. Metallic sign scalar 1, 2, 60. Oh dear. Okay, so I like it. It gives us a bit more control over what goes metallic when, how, and how much and why. That's not how specular works these days. That is also not how specular works these days. Okay, so we've not really solved any problems. I think part of me wants to keep this in the level for posterity, but part of me also wants to just try and fix this. I don't think we need the sign. Maybe we do need the sign, but it needs to be somewhere else. I feel like it's doing something weird. So like when we had this, right, it was golden, right? It was like we go back here and it's not golden. It was horrible. It was always horrible. I have done something, haven't I? if I have to reload that for it to show up. X, Y, Z texture. Yeah, no, we well, oh! We so like we're part of the way there. We are. So yeah, there's. It shows up in bands now. But yeah, I was using X Y texture and I should have been using X Y Z texture maybe. It's seems to have solved the issue on the floor, I think. Let's go back. I need a different desk. Yeah, okay. So we need XYZ texture rather than the XY texture. I am an idiot. Texture size. World position. Export float. Rotation x-axis. World space normal. Projection transition contrast. What the fuck is a projection transition contrast? I remember why we used world align texture. It's because texture scaling, texture tiling. It was to tile textures through a level seamlessly and to scale them as well with this. Texture size, world position. Z texture, XY texture, XYZ texture. Do I even want the camera vector to be a part of this? It's like... I'm going to go back. I'm going to do that thing where... Let's get rid of this. I want reflection vector WS. Hello. That's good. That's good. Dot product. My favorite, baby. Do. I wonder what a reflection vector actually is, especially as soon as there's a camera vector. We output the 3-channel vector representing the camera direction reflected across the surface normal. That could be useful. Reflection vector is commonly used in environment maps, but the XY components of the reflection vector are used as UVs into a CubeMac texture. Looks weird. There's none. There's like absolutely flip all. That was the wrong vector to use, guys. That was 100% the wrong vector to use. Hey man, the pearlescent though, I'm very proud about that. I'm very proud about that fact. It's still got this weird fade across some angles, but yo, it's a big surface, and honestly, a real pearlescent paint would do that because the angle, as you look at it, gradually changes. It's not quite maybe as aggressive as it is here. As you know, I've got my my trusty pearlescent stick. I've lost it. Oh no. I had a trusty pearlescent stick. It was about 1 inch wide and about 3 inches long of pearlescent paint. But, this has to change. So reflection vector is not the one I wanted. I want one of my old Pixel normal camera actor. Camera vector. I want light vector, atmospheric light vector, light vector, atmospheric light vector. That is not the one I want. The fuck do you mean error? This expression is deprecated in Unreal Engine 4 as lighting calculations are now deferred. What did I have before then? I had a... I took it. I was like... active position, camera position, object position, particle position, pixel normal, vertex normal, view size, particle position, active position, camera. It's just gone. It's just frickin' gone. Well, it was... World vet center pivot around. Oh, for God's sake! Just give me a moment. Okay, just it's these boys, Shapesphere, TCB3. It's like, oh no, it's deprecated material. Fuck you. It is atmospheric light. It was that one. Fuck's sake. Why is it green? Why is it red? No. I it threw me off being a different kind of Don't laugh at me, okay? Everything in this program is color-coded. Everything. And you go around the back and there's... it's a potato. It kind of works. Kind of works. I'm just gonna end up using the goddamn... the Jean-Claude goddamn same thing as the pearlescent is done on, but I can't do that, no, because then you'll have metallic where you see it, and then you will have no metallic in the other pearlescent color, which is not. Screaming, lad, I'm screaming. How do I get it to move? How do I get it to? Big problems. Big first world problems. So it's great in the sun, where it's been lit, as we expect, atmospheric light vector. It's great. When it's not being lit, it is just a fucking garbage fest. I'm gonna go get a drink. So No, 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 no. I'm back. Crashed Unreal Engine apparently. Thanks, chat. I'm blaming you for this. You did this. You have levied me with this. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Thank you. So, that's where we were. Honestly, I'm a little bit at a loss, you know? If I were a texture, how would I do the do? I don't have a controller I can plug in, god damn it. Well, I do, but it won't do anything. Oh, no! Absolutely not. Not that button. Not that button! Ah! Is there a way to move slower in this? You know what? Let's build it. Let's render it. Let's go in game. Again with this... Oi! Thank you. Thank you. What was I thinking? Emissive textures. Weird. Weird effects. I just don't understand this one. It's emissive. It's set to shoot light, but it does not shoot light. So yeah, there's all the stuff. I was thinking maybe. I was thinking maybe if there was a lerp. Dude, that's it. That's it. Metallic is just the sparkle material. And then it's lerped with a rotation or a flip. I don't think it can be a flip. It's got to be a rotation. Maybe a rotation and a flip, for good measure. So, like the way this works now. Like the way this works. One of these. So that's based on world lighting, so we can't use that. Oh, is this one still not based on? Yeah. But that's just horizontal, vertical. And this is just... so something like this, I guess. So it's just something like... God damn it. Why has everything got to be the same goddamn code? If we get close, it's not as it's got to be slightly different to that, I think. Okay. Okay. I've got it. I've got an idea now of how we're actually gonna enact this. Can I just group these into like a... I pressed... Whatever. I've done a... Oh, that did group them. Nice. Just want a new one. That's all. Oh, and now it's a group. Now it's a nice little... Fantastic. Isn't that nice? Guys, isn't that nice? Control G to group. I don't know how to ungroup now, so they're all fucked. Okay. Oh, I've got messages. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the messages. Bob Ross, Weekend Marathon beginning Wednesday at 3 p.m. EST, guys. Tune into my channel to watch that because you know that's all I'm going to be streaming all weekend. I'm just kidding. Might have other streamers hosted here while I'm not here over the weekend. Please check out Bob Ross's channel. Instead of... Now that they're all grouped, are they going to be the same? Thank you. Did it already. Preempted my every... I got preempted. I got... Just let me redo my bandana. Came loose with the intense stress of trying to work this one out. Again, it's not a case of what I want. It's more a case of how the fuck am I going to do it? I said this is what we've got to work with. This. We need 2 of these, maybe. But let's just... That goes into metallic. That goes into lerp A. I don't want a vector to rotate. No. 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 Okay, no, that I do want that, apparently. No, I want a 3 vector. Constant 3 vector. Wait, are these in radians or in whatever? Eh. Let's try it out. Gonna go with like a rusty brown on the outside and light purple, dark purple in the middle. That looks pretty cool. I'm so glad they don't all retexture at the same time, because that wouldn't it'd be helpful in exactly one scenario, no other scenarios. I've broken it. Whoa. Easy, lad. Easy. Cool color combo, though. I like it. The whole thing's metallic, isn't it? Okay, we got some speckling. We got some values. Again, that's the problem. The lerp is because of the dot in the camera. So maybe if we just try that. That's frustrating. It's even worse than it was before. Does it look more metallic? I think it looks more metallic. I think it looks a lot more metallic. But I think it's not right, is it? Do not. I'm just gonna Google this real quick. Rotate vector. Yes, Quaternion. That's where I've heard that before. Quaternion is a four-dimensional vector space thing. So this needs to be yeah, it's weird, okay. Damn. Yeah, the whole thing is friggin' really friggin' metallic. So we've got the dot, the alpha, the lerp. Let me just yeah, it's definitely working with XYZ texture. Okay. Don't worry, boy, I'm professional, yo. get the feeling it's all in rads, but ooh, big idea.